Alrighty, YouTube. Today we are working on a Maytag Bravos washing machine. Hold on with this machine. Oh, model number for this one is going to be MVWB750YW0. What we're doing with this one today is we are going to be replacing the bearings because this one is very loud in the spin mode. Not too complicated job. With always, like always, you always want to unplug your machine and goes. And basically what we're going to be doing is opening it from here, lifting the tub, the lid, and removing the inside tub. I'm not going to show all the video because it would be a very long video, but I will show the key parts on how to do this repair. So bear with us and let's get started. Oh, also the parts that we're going to be using we got from Amazon, and the part number originally is W104-47783. In my opinion, Amazon, this particular company, is a good place to get it because it comes with the tool that is needed to press the bearings in and help remove. Basic tools that we need are a couple sockets and a hammer, and the other tools are inside. So let's get started. Alrighty, so first thing you want to do is grab a 1/4-inch socket and remove 2 screws, one right here and one over there. Then once you go ahead and remove those, you want to pull forward and up. And at that point, you should be able to pull your lid up. You do want to pull your washer forward to be able to lean it properly or hold it with something, because it will tend to come back down on you. So, I'll show you that. Now that you opened up the machine, what you want to do is open up the door. Otherwise, the spring will push it forward. Open it, leave it like this, and tip it back that way. That way it's out of your way. Next thing you want to do is remove this tub and this. Obviously, you need pliers for this. But the easy way to do this is, and I need both hands. But anyways, what you want to do with one hand, push down, because it has a couple tabs like this all around. See? All around the rim. So what you want to do is one hand push, and with the other one kind of lift, just all the way around. You don't want to use anything because you might damage the tub, but it's very easy. So let me show you how that's done. Pliers. You can use a flathead screwdriver to kind of pry the little holes on. Careful not to rip the holes, because then you're going to have to replace it. But you can pry it off a little bit with it. Just pull and twist, and it will come off eventually. Not, that's what the screwdriver is for. Take it off. Now you're ready to finish taking off the rim. Just go all the way around. Put this aside. Now with the flathead screwdriver, what you want to do is remove this cap from here. It has some grooves. You gotta kind of find it. Kind of lift up. And I believe this is a 5/16 screw. So let's take that off real quick. Correction, it's a 7/16 screw. So we pull this off, and with both hands, sometimes with the screwdriver, you put in the little gap and you're gonna pull this up straight. So let me get this out and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, so pull in, wiggle it, and it comes out. Set it aside as well. So this is what the tub looks like with out the spinner inside. So in here, you're gonna find some screws in here, and these are old, but I believe these are Phillips. You just can't really see, but you're gonna have to use, in this case, the drill, the impact with the Phillips screw. So let's get that out, and that'll allow us to remove the top. Alrighty, so we went ahead and removed the screws. They're Phillips. Once you remove these, set it aside, and you can remove this right here and set it aside as well. Before you install all these, go ahead and clean them and wash them to get the better, fit. Alrighty, so sometimes once you do this, you're able to pull the top straight out. Use both hands, hold this so it doesn't fall on you, but sometimes he doesn't want to come out. So at this point, we're going to flip it to the side and start working from the bottom. So I'll show you what that looks like. Alrighty, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and close the lid back up. Close this and tip it over. I like to tip it this way. You can also tip it all the way down if you want. And at this point, we're going to work on ready. So this is how I do it. And with the drill once it's loose, there you go, that's a little bit better. Just grab it and pull on it. It doesn't come out right away, just kind of see if it's still tight. Well, basically, just gonna shake. There's a bunch of magnets all around, so sometimes it does get tough. But just shake back and forth. Alrighty, now that we got that down, looks like this. These are the magnets that kind of keep it in place. So we need to remove these screws. I'll tell you what size they are right now. And bring this and disconnect the motor. Be careful when you bring it down, because these wires for the motor are really fragile in my opinion. But let me get it down and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, be right back. Alrighty, so these are 3/8. So go ahead and unscrew them. Bring it down. And set them aside so you don't lose them. At this point, we can bring this down. So give me a sec. So this is the cables that I was telling you about. Technically speaking, you don't have to take them off. Just set them aside, but be careful with them. This plastic, you can pull out, set it aside as well. Now, what we need to do is use a crescent wrench to get this nut out, and the bearings are inside here. Once we get this out, we're gonna hit this spindle up to get the tub out, because they didn't want to come out, and we'll separate it underneath once we have it outside. But you do want to be careful if your kit that you order doesn't have a replacement. You want to be careful with this one that you don't damage it. So we're going to use some wood. So let me get this nut out and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, so sometimes it gets tough. Honestly, it gets tough to remove this tub. So when it does, what you want to do, if you have a buddy, your buddy will pull the tub out and then gently tap down on the shaft to release. If you have a piece of wood, it's better so you don't damage the shaft. Unless you're replacing the shaft, then you're fine. So now that I got it loose, let me show you. All right, so pull tub. I left it there, but I grabbed it again. So what you want to do, like I said, pull until it releases it, at which point you should be. Alright, so this is what it looks without the tub. So we need to get this spindle out, and it comes up and away. So we need to hit it from the bottom, and it should release. Sometimes if it gets kind of hard, this is the gasket that failed, so you can kind of hit it with the screwdriver and try to pop it out. If you do, it'll make it a lot easier. So let's try to do that and see how it goes. Alrighty, so we got the spindle out, and as you saw, we got the tub. So use a little 2x2, 2x4, and your hammer, and just bang on it. Bang on it until it comes out. It's gonna come out because the seal failed and the water got into the tub. See, it's gonna be stuck. So it's definitely a two-person job. So it's just me today, but for you guys that are new to this or trying this for the first time, it's going to be a two-person job just because that tub, it is heavy and it's going to be tough. So now that we have it like this, what you want to do is get the top bearing out. And for that, once again, the kit comes with a pry bar or a bar, and you have your own hammer. One side, not straight, but this side. And it looks like the spindle came off with the top bearing, but if it didn't, you go like this and just hit it until that bearing comes out. So now that the spindle probably and the bearing came out, we're going to tip it, flip it over, and get this one out the same way by hitting it. So let me do that and show you. Alrighty, so this is the top drive shaft, and as you can see, the bearing came out with it. So we're gonna have to remove this bearing from here. But while we do that, we're gonna get the bottom bearing out. And basically, just set your tool on the side like this, and bang on it. Let me do that because I only have one hand free because of the camera, but you know, do one side and then hit the other side until it comes out. Just go all the way around so it comes out even. Alrighty, so we went ahead and released that, or removed that bearing. So what you want to do at this point is, since you have it this way, you're gonna have to keep flipping it back and forth, but while you're doing it, you know, minimize the times you have to do it. Clean in here. Actually, the bearing, the top bearing's still in here. So let's get it out. Alrighty. Hopefully this is a good angle for you to see. So we popped up the bottom bearing, and basically this goes like this, and had this little like shaft like this. It's gonna go in like this, and then the top bearing. So we got new ones of these, so we're just gonna set aside, but I did want to show you. So at this point, you just to the side, like a cross. And be careful not to hit yourself. There you go. And you can feel it when it drops. So you want to grab your rag and just clean up all the way around. That way there's nothing in here to mess with the bearing. Now the reason I like this bearing kit, like I told you, is because it comes with the tool that you need to press the new bearing. So it comes with the bearings and the tool, the seal. This is a bearing for your, it even gives you some thread, glue, lock, so that your screws don't come off. And it comes with the glue for the seal. So these are your bearings. Smaller one goes on the bottom, bigger one goes on the top. Don't worry about confusing them because of a different size. You'll be able to tell right away. So let me flip the washer on its top so I can show you how it's done. So what you want to do is press the top bearing. It's going to go in here. See, right in there. And you're going to take your tool apart like this and put it in here so it sets properly, and put your tool like this. Okay, what's going to happen is you're going to press from the bottom, and that's going to hold it in place, or it's going to turn over here and hold itself in place. It's the old bearing that failed. All right, so let's put on this back again. Alrighty, so at this point, alrighty, so put the bearing in here, and might as well put your washer in here, and it's going to go like this. And inside. Put your pressure bearing in here, and your nut. Turn it, and your crescent wrench. And just turn. And this is going to set and pull both of your bearings in at the same time, the top one and the bottom one. And just keep turning until you can't turn no more. Okay. Now that you set it, you can unscrew your nut and remove your tool. As you can see, bearing is now back in place. See? And you can pull on the side and pull your tool off. All right. Remove our tool. And as you can see, the bearing is in place. So here's the drive shaft, and the drive shaft goes this towards the bottom, and you can tell because it has the grooves for the bolt in the bottom, and so you just kind of drop it in place. And this should drop all the way to the bottom. I find that if it doesn't fall all the way to the bottom, you see right here, should hit the bearing, kind of seal the inside the bearing. Alrighty, so I got glue all the way around it. Put it in the shaft. And you're gonna push it all the way down. Grab your PVC pipe as follows, and with your hammer, gonna hit it to push it all the way down. And this is what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so let's put the bottom together and then we'll do the top. So it comes with the new screw bolt. You can use the new one or the old one, depending on your condition, I guess, that it is. This is the new one. This is the old one. We can use either or. So now what we've got to do is work backwards. Hopefully you can see from there. Grab your cover, put it back in place. I apologize, I'm in a bad position, but I'm trying not to get in front of the camera so you guys can have the best view possible. Let's see. This one goes in here. Now you gotta hold it because it won't stay. Make sure if you unplugged your harness from your stator, that you plug it back in so you don't have to come back and take it apart. Which in my case I did, so bear with me. Make sure you plug it back in. Anything you unplugged, I just unplugged this one because I was going to take it apart, but decided not to at the end. All this was one hand. There's a groove in here, and so it's self-explanatory when you look at it. And then all this. The little clips back, sometimes it helps so that the cables aren't all over the place. And so it goes like this. This little cable and harness go in here. Okay, so once you do that, you can put this in and start one of the screws to help hold it in place. There you go. The little holes go right through the inside. There you go. Once you put the first one in, the rest are easy. It's just that it gets heavy. So you gotta kind of maneuver through it to get it in place. And I forgot to put the screw. Alrighty, so put the screws back in. You want to be careful not to strip them because this is what grabs the shaft to the tub to make a turn. Alright, once you're done with that, you can put your washer plate back on like this, and your screw back in place. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit fast, but my battery's about to die, and I wanted to get as much of this video in as I can. And once again, this is a 7/16 screw. Alrighty, got that shaft back in, and you can put your cap. There you go. Now you can put your cover back on. Alrighty, so you put this back in, and then all you do is push down, snap the little rings back in place. If it doesn't sit, it might be a little bit off. Move it like this, and there you go. Just go all the way around until you hear them snap. Alrighty, and then put the hose back on with the clamp. Now to finish up, since we did the top now, all we got to do is put the cover back on here, and you just screw it back up. See if I can show you. Just make sure you put these clips back in place so that the wires aren't in the way. Just push it in. So the last step, other than we already did the cover, put the hose back on, everything looks good. We're just going to close it up and put the last two screws in the front, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with your friends and family if this has helped you. I know these videos are a little bit longer, but I do try to cut out as much as I can but show the important steps on how to do this so that you can actually do this yourself. It's not hard, it's just a lot of work, but it can be done in one afternoon. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.